I learned a new word recently. Ineffable. Ineffable means something that creates feelings or emotions that are beyond expression. And having recently played Dark Souls 1 and 2 for the first time, it is really remarkable how the Dark Souls world makes you experience so many things simultaneously. Hope sometimes, despair and meaninglessness more often other times, and somewhere in the middle, a feeling that even if everything does crumble to dust, maybe the struggle itself, the very refusal to quit, is worth it all. As I welcome you here to my first time playing the final chapter of the Dark Souls trilogy, I couldn't be more excited to share those inexpressible, ineffable moments with you that Dark Souls does so well.
Yes, indeed. It is called Lothric, where the transitory lands of the Lords of Cinder converge. In venturing north, the pilgrims discover the truth of the old words. The fire fades, and the lords go without thrones. When the link of fire is threatened, the bell tolls, unearthing the old Lords of Cinder from their graves. Aldrich, Saint of the Deep. Farron's Undead Legion, the Abyss Watchers. And the reclusive lord of the profaned capital. Yon the Giant. Only in truth, the lords will abandon their thrones. And the unkindled will rise. Nameless, accursed undead, unfit even to be cinder. And so it is that ash seeketh embers.
So already we're seeing a few connections to the previous installments of Dark Souls. So mentioning the Lords of Cinder right there. Of course, Gwyn, the final antagonist of Dark Souls, and really the overall antagonist, I suppose, was called a Lord of Cinder. So I wonder if we're going to be seeing him make a reappearance or like a reincarnation. And then, of course, the giant it referenced there, I think it was Yorn the Giant. The giants were a major plot point of Dark Souls 2, and their extinction being a pretty significant chapter in the history of Drangleic. So I wonder how the, I suppose, new Giant King coming back is going to be, you know, how the story is going to be told. So, mechanically, what are we going to do here? Well, in the past, I have definitely leaned more towards a dex build. I've done, let's see, in the first Dark Souls, I did great, what was it? The Gargoyle Tail Axe, I believe, for most of the run. For Dark Souls 2, I think I did mostly katanas, like an Uchi Katana and Black Steel Katana type of individual. And honestly, I think I'm going to keep something similar here, and it looks like a Mercenary is probably going to be my best bet here, going heavy into Dex. And as far as our starting item goes, let's see, the ring that raises max HP, restores HP, restores FP, which, what is that? That's sort of magical ability, spellcasting ability, right? Firebomb. Fire Gem used to upgrade fire weapons. Okay. Free souls, essentially. Gold coin for item discovery. Online item pass. Young White Branch. Can be used to blend into environment, but only once. Interesting. I wonder if that's similar to, what was it called? The Fragrant Branch of Yore, I think, from Dark Souls 2, which could unpetrify people that were blocking alternate paths. I wonder if that's what it is here, but I'm not sure that's what it is, so I might take what may not be the most ideal option, but I'm going to just take the free souls. I know for certain that I can use those. I can get a quick level or two, and I think that will be preferable. What kind of build are we going to go with? Let's go standard. You know, let's go a little bit bigger than usual, just to, you know, be your best person, right? So we're gonna be ripped as heck. We're gonna be smooth as a dolphin. And let's see, what else do we want to change up here? Let's maybe change up the face a little bit. A form emphasis, edit facial characteristics. I don't exactly know what that means. Are these making the facial features a little bit more severe, I suppose? Something like that, I guess. We'll make him a little bit on the older side. Just a tad. Lock that in. Let's see, hair and facial hair. For sure we want a beard. So let's see, what are our... Let's get a little bit of a better perspective for our beard choices. What do we want to go with? I want like a nice full beard, so whatever that will give me. The options are not amazing, actually. Looks like this one here is probably the closest I'm gonna get. Hair color... Why don't we go with like a little bit of a like a reddish hue? Yeah, the hair itself. Maybe let's spin this around so we can see what we're working with here. We want something that's, you know, going to stay out of our eyes when we're fighting, but still has a little bit of character, you know. Shows that we our fashion is great. Ooh, I kind of like the ponytail. So maybe we'll go that. We've got the long hair available, but, you know, it's pulled back for maximum efficiency when fighting, I guess. And for the beard, you know, we'll just give it a touch of gray for stateliness. You know, we've been through it before. We know what we're doing. We're a veteran to this kind of thing. Honestly, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Pupils. Ooh, what color do we want? Maybe we'll do something like red is pretty good. That teal is not bad. Regular blue. I think let's go with the teal. That's kind of neat. That really stands out. That really pops. And cosmetics. We've got eyeshadow, tone around eyes, tattoos. Honestly, let's just keep it simple. I think we're pretty much good to go. Let's take a quick look at Odysseus, the once and future King of Ithaca. Looking pretty good, ready to tear up Lothric. There he is in his mercenary garb, looking fantastic. Let's lock it in. And here we go. Cemetery of Ash. All right. Let's check out our inventory real quick, just so we can kind of understand what our starting weapons are. So we've got Sellsword, Twin Blaze. Scales pretty well with dexterity. Wooden shield, some Sellsword armor, the soul of the name of soldier that we can use to grab some souls later, Estus. Pretty simple stuff. Now, the picture, the icon for the sword shows double. Can we drop the shield and... Oh, yeah, we can double up. I think we're going to dual wield. Very cool. So, kind of talking through my, like, philosophy in combat. What I've typically done in the past is gone with a more evasion-based character. So, I know some people really lean into parrying, some people really lean into shields and just kind of tanking hits. For me, I kind of get the most joy out of precise timing in evasion. So a lot of dodging, a lot of rolling, so on and so forth, is really kind of where I've found the most success and enjoyment, I guess. So that's kind of what we're going to roll with. We'll start out with a dual wield. I don't know if we'll keep that necessarily long term. We'll just have to see. I'm not against it, but I've also enjoyed two-handing things like the katanas and so on and so forth. So we'll just have to see. We'll play it by ear. So what I'll typically do, at least for the first couple games, is I've leveled up kind of vitality and endurance and dexterity somewhat equally for a while, and then when we get into the later third of the game, I guess go more for the equipment load and even a few attunement slots and maybe some basic spellcasting abilities. So if spellcasting is really your thing, don't worry, we will eventually get to it. We're just going to start off more with more of the essentials, you know? Very cool. So now, what exactly is this thing that we picked up here? Ashen Estus Flask restores FP. Oh, okay. I don't think we've used FP before, have we? So that, again, that would be for magic users, right? Is that what that's for? Or are there ways to use magic for, like, special melee attacks, even? Not sure. We're gonna have to investigate that. Alright, I have to say, controls feeling very good, very smooth so far. Turn back. Sounds more like a suggestion than anything. What do we have here? Oh, hello. Might be a little bit beyond our pay grade at the moment. Feel kind of bad turning away from a fight, but even Dark Souls 2 had a encounter that was probably best left for a later time. And if this starting area is anything like that, I imagine we'll be able to come back at a later point. So we'll put a pin in it. And here's our first stop and stare vista. Man, look at that. Absolutely incredible. I love a good mountain vista. Which is awesome. The snowy aesthetic. Oh, and there's our first bonfire. Don't imagine we'll be able to do much at this point. Well, we got a free gesture. That's nice. Yeah, not much. Okay. Dash and jump. Okay, where are we dashing and jumping to? Oh, that little item over there. Okay. Oh, didn't quite stick the landing. It's alright, we'll get back to it. Little soul to boot. There's another... Oh, there's two of them down there. Oh, did not stick the landing there either. Alright, let's try that again. Actually, that'll give us an opportunity up here to... Ooh, oh, hello. An opportunity to go for that, that chest again. Or that casket, rather. And also farm a little bit on the way. Nope. Didn't quite do it that time either. Alright. Third time's the charm. There we go. That was more of what I was looking for. And picked up some fire bombs as well. Very good. Good stuff. Did not drop anything this time. Alright, once more into the breach. Honestly, platforming has never really been a part of Dark Souls that I've overly enjoyed. But... Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me. There we go. Be taking that Titanite shard, thank you very much. Okay, now that looks like a boss encounter to me, so maybe we want to just go ahead and rest up again real quick to refill our Estus flasks. I do like how the Estus flask symbol kind of fades along with the amount, you know, proportional to the amount that you have left. I do appreciate that. Kind of an additional pictorial representation of your healing ability. Alright, let's do this. You've stopped chasing for now. Remove sword. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Udex Gundyr. Do our first heal. Ooh, nice one. Oh, hello. Oh, I don't love what what's going on here. Alright, hang on. Heal. Okay. It's getting close. It's really hard to see with all this apparatus going on. Ooh. Age-old tactic of circle to the left, right? There we are. Alright. First boss up. First boss down. Love it. Air of Fire. Interesting. Air of Fire. Ember restored. Oh. And now we are, somewhat alight. Interesting. I wonder what that means. Well, we got another bonfire, at least. Cool, I guess we'll rest there real quick. Now, Udex. Now, if my Latin memory serves me, I believe Udex is the word for judge. Which I guess kind of makes sense, having them be kind of the judge for, you know, players just starting out, coming in here, testing their mettle, as it were. And I wonder what the mechanical significance is for this sort of burning aspect we have to us now. Like in the upper left-hand corner, that little area is showing like cracked with flame. In Dark Souls 2, that represented the covenant that we were a part of. In Dark Souls 1, it was like our humanity, from memory. But this seems to be something different. Oh, got the early backstab in. You love to see it. Alright, are you actually dead? You are. Okay. Sometimes they get back up when you are least expecting it. Got ourselves a little homeward bone. Very nice. We already have a cool 3,300 souls to drop for some early levels, which is very nice. Very nice indeed. There's a nice, better look at the castle here. Love it. Yeah, the aesthetic for each of the Dark Souls games, I love how they're able to just sort of make it very unique. You know, like, makes you feel like you're not just going to another random broken down location number 10. You know, it's like, things actually have significance and make sense in the context of the world, or the geography, rather. I do appreciate that. Anything down here? No, just death. Alright, for sure we want to explore these areas up here as well. All the various little nooks and such. Oh! Hello. Alright, skeleton dogs. That's exciting. What do we have here? An ember. What is that, like an Estus Flask shard? Gains strength of flame, boosting HP until death. Oh, that's what we currently have equipped on us at the moment, isn't it? Because wasn't our health bar roughly equivalent to our endurance bar when we started? So that's probably what it is. So it's like a little temporary buff if you need just a little bit extra help with the boss, I suppose. It's kind of a cool idea. Another ember, okay. We've got so many embers, you can call me Ember Herd. There's a little bit of a reference for you. And what do we have around here? Aha! Another homeward bone, okay. So, speaking of all the souls that we've kind of accumulated so far, so typically my purchasing strategy has been to try to grab like 2 to 3 levels in our weapon as soon as possible, and in addition, maybe even pick up like a composite bow or something like that, just to give kind of a bit of a ranged option. Oh, hello. What's that guy's deal up there? He looks ominous. Ooh, I don't know if we're ready for this yet. He's still after us? He's not. And he's got a katana of some kind on him, doesn't he? Oh boy. I mean, if you come down here, I'll fight you. Let's see. Ooh, whoa. Okay, we are not equipped for this at the moment. We will come back later. So sorry to have disturbed you. Let's heal up as well. Alright, I think we're okay for the moment. Firelink Shrine, really? Interesting, okay. I mean, obviously very familiar with Firelink Shrine. Maybe this is not the Firelink Shrine from the first one. Maybe this is just a Firelink Shrine. I don't know. Is that a reasonable interpretation? Oh, wow. Very atmospheric. Okay. Well, I assume she is going to be our boss, so to speak, for this particular world. So let's go ahead and check in.
Welcome to the bonfire, unkindled one. I am a firekeeper. I tend to the flame, and tend to thee. The lords have left their thrones, and must be delivered to them. To this end, I am at thy side.
The lords must be delivered to their thrones. Why can't they just come here? So, like, obviously she's talking about, like, the giant and the Lord of the Abyss and whatever. Interesting. What's keeping them from just coming here themselves?
Ashen One, to be unkindled is to be a vessel for souls. Sovereignless souls will become thy strength. I will show thee how. Ashen One, bring me souls plucked from their vessels. Ashen One.
Okay. Yep, she's explaining to us how to level up. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and do just that. Oh. I mean, if you insist. Alright. Touching the darkness. So, typically what I do is try to level up, as I said, health, endurance, and the primary damage dealing ability to a certain point. Oh gosh, from memory, the soft cap for health and endurance is what, 30, I think? And then for dex is 40. And then from kind of there, maybe we'll throw on a couple attunement slots, something in the intelligence faith arena, and maybe possibly some equipment load if we're feeling frisky. So for now, we'll just go ahead and keep leveling up all of these in a relatively equitable fashion. So that's starting allocation. Okay, cool. And then also keep in mind, ooh, what's our next? Oh no, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that.
Produce the mark to Lothric.
Oh.
Where the homes of the lords converge.
Okay.
Very well.
We will.
Then touch take no.
Let's see. We need another 1,000 souls for our next level up.
Farewell, Ashen. May the.
So why don't we go ahead? I believe we've got our starting gift. Let's go ahead and take that. That's 2,000. And then let's also go ahead and use this one as well. And that should be good for another 2 levels, I would say. So we'll take another endurance and another dex. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. So she said produce the curved blade, right? Coiled sword, rather. And I suppose this will create our home bonfire, right? Our hub. Alright, so we can travel, fast travel, I suppose. Yep, to all these places from before. Select a bonfire to travel to. Ember indicates host of embers presence. Interesting. Not sure what a host of embers is. I mean, I guess that's the boss that we just beat, right? Was a host of embers, and so when we beat him, we became inflamed, as it were. But what sort of narrative significance is there to that, I wonder? Attune spell, storage box, burn undead bone shard. Okay, interesting. And that's all we can do for now. No Estus flask upgrades, huh? I didn't see that in her inventory. Let's see if there's anything else she wants to say to us.
Produce the mark of Lothric.
For NPCs, I like to try to exhaust their dialogue options as much as possible. Just, you know, sometimes there's interesting story beats that get dropped, or quests that get assigned, little gifts they give us. And really, it's just fun to hear what they have to say about the world, and kind of gives the environment a little bit more flavor, right?
Ashen One, to be...
Alright. I think she is about done with us at the moment. Why don't we go ahead and check in with, Oh, there's a couple people over here, actually. Hello. Bloody expensive, huh?
A pleasure to make thine acquaintance, Ashen One. I am but a humble handmaid of the shrine. Weapons, armor, trinkets, and spells. I've lots of little things to ease the burden of a weary traveler. And yes, I'm undead too, but not so charitable as to give my goods away.
I mean, I wouldn't ask you to. You're an enterprising businesswoman.
Souls and bring them to me. As is thy wont? No?
It is my want. Cool. So what do you have on sale? Embers, yep. Okay, repair powder, we know about that. A few standards. Ooh, tower key for 20,000. The dilapidated tower behind the shrine. Oh, that's where that katana guy was, right? 20,000 souls, so that's a little out of our price range. Dried finger should only be used with the greatest of caution. I wonder if that summons something bad. Soapstone, that summons something good, so that would kind of make sense in comparison. Homeward Bone, a few spells, weapons, a torch, arrows. No bows for sale, unfortunately. Let's see what else she has to say, though.
Ashen One, if my wares are not to thy satisfaction, bring me umbral ash. With ash, I'll fashion new wares. Is it not our sorry fate to sup on death?
I think that's rhetorical, so I will not answer that, but interesting. So you can craft new wares. Can I specify what wares I want you to craft, I wonder? Or is that just a way of leveling up our merchant, so to speak?
Knowest thou of that soppy gossip?
No, because I'm new here.
The intrusion layeth the path to embers. And so thou art in need of a soapstone, Ashen One.
Oh, cordial intrusion, meaning...
pockets will overflow with souls to trade to me.
Meaning summoning allies, right? So she really wants us to buy that summoning sign, but I'm too poor to afford it at the moment.
Ashen One,
okay, cool. Thank you very much. Oh, this is the guy. I'm familiar with this blacksmith. What's his name? Andre or Anders or something like that? He was in the first one.
Well, a newcomer, I see. I am Andre.
Andre,
I
right.
serve at this shrine as a humble smith, forging weapons. You're in search of the Lords of Cinder, I trust. A toilsome journey, I'd wager. You'll require good arms.
And good legs.
Let me smith you weapons. I am a smith. Such is my purpose.
Cool, so reinforcing... We did pick up a Titanite shard, right? But requires 2. Okay, so we need to pick up another one. That's fine. Infuse weapon, repair equipment. Oh, here's the Estus. Here's the Estus upgrade. A lot Estus. What does that mean? Oh, cool. So you can toggle the amount of flasks you want. FP versus healing. Got it. All right. So we don't need to change that for now.
Weapons.
But let's keep chatting.
Are sturdy enough by and large, but when overused, they'll eventually break. When their durability is low, repair becomes a necessity. Use a powder, or simply rest at a bonfire. But should chance impel them break, bring them me. I'll hammer them back into shape. They take no pleasure in breaking, I assure ye. So handle them with care, if you would.
Got it. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on the durability kind of status. And maybe picking up a repair powder or two would be a good idea if we have the cash to spare.
There are two ways to smith weapons. Simple reinforcement is one, and infusion the other. Reinforcement is straightforward. It strengthens a weapon without altering its property. Infusion is a more advanced form of smithing that infuses an element. Reinforcement requires titanite, and infusion requires gems. Bring the stones, and I'll do the smithing. It's my purpose, after all. In battle, your weapons are your only friends. Forge them well, and they won't let you down.
Nice, a free gesture. So to translate, reinforcement is basically just leveling the weapon up, and infusing is adding like an elemental damage aspect to it.
Another matter.
I think.
Infusing weapons with gems requires a special kind of coal. My humble coals won't be any use infusing more unusual gems. I know, it's an awful shame, but it's all I have. Oh, please don't give me that look. Believe it or not, I'm quite thin-skinned.
Everyone's so sarcastic around here. I don't really appreciate it.
By the way,
You know,
if you find any Estus shards,
just
bring
want
them
people
here.
to be nice to me.
They can be used to reinforce either of your Estus flasks.
Yep, tracking
Without
that.
those flasks, you'd want for life or focus.
Oh, the F stands for
They'll always
focus in
stay with
FP.
you.
Interesting. I didn't
Why
realize
not
that.
Treat them well.
So that makes me think that maybe we will have an opportunity to use them for melee attacks, even if we're not like a damage or like a magic
Pretty
caster.
Be careful. I don't want to see my
Like some kind of special, like that special slash attack that katana guy did on us just a few minutes ago. I wonder if that took FP. It's a new mechanic to me, because I don't believe we've had it available to us in the past. Alright, there's this sorry fella that we should chat with as well.
Ah, another one roused from the sleep of death. Well, you're not alone. We unkindled are worthless. Can't even die right. Gives me conniptions. And they'd have us seek the Lords of Cinder and return them to their moulding thrones. But we're talking true legends, with the metal to link the fire. We're not fit to lick their boots.
So again, I'm not 100% sure from a story perspective. So the Lords of Cinder are reactivated or resurrected, whatever you want to call it, when the embers of the fire are running low. They have the ability to restore the fire. Are they like not motivated to relink the fire? Like what? I assume I'm gonna have to go out and like kill them and bring the souls here. But like, why don't they want to relink the fire themselves? Maybe the idea is that like they're mindless and so they don't know what they're doing, and so we kind of need to just grab their essence to do it on their behalf. That's the only thing I can think of, but I'm sure we'll learn more.
What a sick joke. Asking us to seek the Lords of Cinder. We're talking truth.
Okay. Yep. Picking up what you're putting down. Yeah, let's go ahead. We can explore a bit more, I suppose. Just maybe one of these little side passages. This seems somewhat permanent, doesn't it? I mean, I guess let's go for it, huh? Maybe this is the way to one of the... They didn't really exactly give us directions on how to find these... Oh, okay, never mind. It just wraps around. They didn't really give us directions on how to find the Lords of Cinder. So we're just going to have to do the best we can with what we got. Oh. There's a guy sitting on that throne up there. For some reason, I thought they were unoccupied. I think they actually R? Oh, read engraving. Saint Aldrich of the Deep. Okay. Lots of candle wax. And then, who's this? Who's this joker up here? Ludolith the Exiled. I guess that makes sense why he's here with us and not out there.
All that
Oh, he's a little guy, isn't he?
and a seeker of lords. I am Ludolith of Corland. Look not in bewilderment as I say. I linked the fire long ago, becoming the Lord of Cinder. If substantiation be thy want, set thine eyes upon my charred course. This sad cadaver, no need to be coy. Have a closer look.
Huh. Does he actually provide specific, like, benefits or items?
Knowest thou of our purpose?
I was just wondering that.
5 thrones will take 5 lords.
Oh, you mean your
as
overall
king
purpose?
For the linking of the fire. The fast fading flame must be linked to preserve this world. A reenactment of the first linking of the fire. So it is, I became a Lord of Cinder. I may be but small, but I will die a Colossus. Knowest thou far?
Interesting.
Now,
Okay.
do not be away overlong.
Yeah, no worries. We'll come back and chat. So, okay, so he's one of the Lords of Cinder, and he's here. And he's clearly of, well, relatively sound mind and body. But his friends are not, I suppose. I guess we'll see this. We'll figure out their exact status before too long. Holy King Lothric, last hope of his line. I wonder if he's related to any of the other kings that we've come across in previous installments, like Gwyn, obviously in Dark Souls 1, or Vendrick in Dark Souls 2. Watchers of the Abyss, okay, and this is probably the giant one, right? Yeah, Yorm the Giant of the Profaned Capital. Ooh, what's this down here? Is there a way for us to get in here without dying? I'm not sure if there is or not. Oh, just like so. Huh. Is there an enemy down here? Only I had a friend. Is this like a fake wall or something? Huh. I don't exactly know how somebody is dying down here. I figured this would be kind of how we would go about our quest. But I don't see that. All right. Well, I think this is as good a point as any to pause. When we come back, I think we've explored just about everything that we have the capability to at the moment, here in the shrine at least. So when we come back, we will launch into our first excursion, if you will. Thanks so much for watching. Please feel free to drop comments on advice or areas of improvement or things that we've already encountered that have been especially meaningful or enjoyable for you. I always enjoy hearing people's thoughts and opinions. Just ask if you can. Keep it relatively spoiler-free if you can, because of course this is my first time playing through, and I think half the fun for things like this is just kind of experiencing it for the first time with you guys. And of course, as always, whenever you watch, if you wouldn't mind liking if you enjoy it, and then of course, to be fair, disliking if you don't enjoy it, and then of course subscribing to follow for more of this, the final chapter of Dark Souls, which I am very excited to experience with you all. And with that, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.